So I'll start with the little overview of the architecture. So this is a microservice architecture where we have three microservices: the user, GitHub, and the email microservice. The user has its own little database, which is a SQLite database. The basic flow would be that the user can now authenticate and authorize with the user microservice, and upon authorization with GitHub, their credentials or the API secrets will be stored in our database and it will be encrypted. Then once they send a request to create the repository, this message will be pushed into the queue, and as soon as the message is pushed into the queue that the repository has to be created, a confirmation is sent back to the user that the repository will be created, and you will receive an email. From the queue, the GitHub microservice fetches this request and then does all the processes in the background, and then pushes another request to the queue that the repository has been created and an email has to be sent. From here, the email microservice fetches this request and then it sends an email to the user confirming that the repository has been created. Now to use the application, start by first registering, and after you register you get this click here to allow us to create a repo for you. By clicking this you get redirected to GitHub where you have to allow us access. For me, I already got a cookie, so I get redirected back here, which is GitHub. Now all that has happened is we have got the user's authentication token in our repository or in our database. Now we get this message that congrats, the repository has been created, but it hasn't been created. It's only the queue, it has only been enqueued. But once we get this email, this means that the entire process is completed. The GitHub microservice has worked and the email microservice has worked. So now there it is, 0 minutes ago a repository was created, and yeah, that's it.